Hello YouTube, this is Operation Reclamation USA China 2. Commander Ironside, thank you for following the game. So a couple things. I don't think that the UK turn or the Japanese turn, the UK 1 or Japanese 2 were posted to YouTube. They showed up in our WhatsApp chat. So I think I'd talk a little bit about what's happened. So on UK 1, they attacked C-Zone 110, built a carrier. I think they built a fighter, and so you have kind of they cleared out the German fleet that was there from the residual of the C-Zone 110 attack. So you've got a nice little fleet for Britain sitting in 110 with an aircraft carrier and a couple fighters. Italy, I think you saw that, has secured Gibraltar. And then in Cairo, the UK built a factory, took the guys from Malta back to Egypt, left a blocker in El Amin, but the Italians came in and wiped out the blocker, and then the Brits attacked El Amin. The British also had, provided some fleet support to the Commonwealth. I guess we don't have it posted Commonwealth either, and had moved some ships into 37 and then had a blocker in 37, and then the Commonwealth fleet was here in Java supporting the 3 planes and the 2 guys. Commonwealth had just kind of moved up over here, had built some guys in South Africa, and then built a transport in Quebec, and then had brought a transport and a destroyer down into, down near Central America, or South America, I should say. So then Japan decided to go bad crazy and declare war and attack everything they possibly could. So Japan took Guam, they attacked the Philippines and won that battle. They took Borneo, they attacked the fleet in 42, and they attacked the fleet in 37. They also continued their China March and built 2 factories, one in French Indochina and one in Shanghai. So just to give you a picture of the board, that's kind of what it looks like. Last night when Japan was filmed, and I don't know if that'll go up later, there were some filming issues and the video got broken up. There was a strategic bombing raid for Calcutta that was declared, and the question was whether the Brits were going to scramble. I think they've said that they are, but that battle will be filmed, that bombing raid will be filmed by Wild Bill when he gets back on. Given that it doesn't really affect what the US or China are going to do, I'm going to go ahead and film this. So the US has 53 to spend. Spending 4 on tech, 35 on 2 transports. And the US is at war because the Japanese declared unprovoked attack on Britain and the Commonwealth as well as America. So US got 53 to spend, 4 on tech, 35 on 2 transports, 3 guys and 3 artillery, and then 14 on a transport, and infantry and artillery. And then China had 15 to spend, so it's it's going to buy 5 guys. So from a combat move perspective, in the US, let's start over here. The sub in 54. Going to move 1 into 46, 2 into 34, 3 into 21, and sink the unaccompanied transport for Japan. So I'm going to take that off the board. No need to roll that. And then this is a risky battle, and we debated whether we should do it, but I've decided to go ahead and give it a try. The U.S. fleet in 101 is going to go 1 into 89, 2 into 90, 3 into 91, and joining that attack, and it's going to attack Gibraltar. So we'll take 2 infantry, an artillery, and a mech. 2 infantry, an artillery, and a mech. And also the strategic bomber is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he'll have 2 left, and he'll bomb the Italians, and then there'll be 1 naval bombard from the cruiser. So then I'll go ahead and declare it. In China, there's 2 battles to declare. 4 infantry are going to attack Hopei, the single artillery, and the infantry in Suiyan and the fighter in Xinxi is going to go 1-2 and attack Chahar. And then we'll have a series of non-combat moves. So let's get some dice ready to roll. The beauty of the U.S. turns is there's not a whole lot to do at the very beginning. But the U.S. is at war, and so looks forward to its wartime income going forward. This destroyer is in 58. I'm just moving it for now to give room for that. So in the attack for, I guess we should do the U.S. first. In the attack for Gibraltar, I have an artillery and infantry and a mech. I have a cruiser bombard and 1 strategic bomber. And Japan will have 4 2s in return, because they have 4 infantry. So this attack's only got about a 60% probability of winning, but if it's successful, it could be huge for the team. So I'm going to do it. Where's my dice cup? There it is. Let's see how it goes. 1 hit. Not necessarily what I was looking for. Okay. So the Italian response. 3 hits. Not at all what I was looking for. So, well, you know, that's what happens. It was a risky move. It doesn't look like it, the dice did not come through, but the Italians will lose 1, and the U.S. will lose 1, 2, 3. They came from an amphibious assault, so the U.S. has to continue the attack. So we will do that. So the U.S. will roll 1 to 2, and the Italians will get 3 in response. 1 hit, nice. The Italians, come on blank, come on blank. The Italians got 2 hits. Wow, the Italians are fierce. So the battle for Gibraltar was lost. The Italians now have 2 guys defending Gibraltar. And the U.S. force was defeated. So that task force marker is the U.S. force. All right, so let's do, we'll do the non-combats after, just because I've got the dice. So for here, with the battle for Chahar, I have an infantry and a plane attacking a single Japanese guy, so I can roll that all together. Dice, warm up. Look at that. The unsupported infantry got a hit. The Japanese missed. So Chahar has fallen. I'll do that later. Okay, so then next, the battle for Hopei. So there are 4 unsupported infantry and a lone Japanese artillery, so I can roll that all again together. No one hit. We're all shooting blanks. All missed. Shooting blanks again. 1 hit from the Chinese. All right, so Hopei has fallen. Okay, so non-combat moves. The destroyer in 54 is going to go 1, 2, 3 and go to Hawaii. The fleet in Johnston is going to move to Hawaii. Okay, it will be joined by the fleet in 10. The carrier will go to Hawaii, as well as the 2 transports. And on those 2 transports will come 2 infantry. And they will actually land on the island of Hawaii, an artillery and a tank. Okay. The fighter on Hawaii will land on the carrier. Okay. So one of the mechs in Western will drive over to Eastern. We'll rail to Eastern US. And there's no more non-combat moves there. The Chinese had no non-combat moves. So let me just look at the board. So I move that. I want to leave those 2 fighters in wake. Let me just look. He's got a transport that can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3. So that transport can't hit him. So that guy, let's see the planes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. 2, 3, 4. Nope. So the planes in wake should be safe. So I will leave them there for now. From a deployment perspective, in the U.S., in Western U.S., it's going to be a transport, an infantry, and an artillery. And then in Eastern, you'll get 2 transports, 2 transports, 3 artillery, and 3 infantry. Actually, I'm going to move 2 more mechs from Western over to Eastern. They can rail or drive, it doesn't really matter. Okay. The bomber went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 2 left. 6, 7. The bomber will land. Where do I want him? 5. Yes. Do I care if it's Morocco or Algeria? Let me put him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll put him in Morocco. I don't think it really makes a difference. I don't know, I hadn't really thought about that, but the bomber will go in Morocco, Casablanca. Okay. Let me just clean this up. From an income perspective, U.S. doesn't move up or down. It's at 50 because it's lost the Philippines. China will go up 2. Wait, I took off the Chinese infantry versus the Japanese infantry, so that was a mistake. The plane will land in, well, his Air Force is here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the plane will land in Suiyang. The 5 Chinese infantry, 1 will go in Sichuan, and 4 will go into Suiyang. 3, 4. So China should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the income tracker. Japan goes down 2 on the income tracker, so Japan should be at 44. China's at 7. China will get $7 for next turn. On the US side, we're at 50. We deployed on both sides, so my bonuses should be 20, but let's check. So we get 70 of income for next turn. Yeah, so US is at 70. So, interesting game developing. Japanese are being very aggressive, threatening China, threatening Calcutta. US is in the war, which is always exciting. Let's do a disposition. So if I start with Western United States, I have an infantry and artillery, 2 AAAs, C-Zone 10, a transport. In C-Zone 26, I have 2 aircraft carriers with 3 fighters and attack on them. I have 2 transports. I have a battleship, 2 cruisers, 3 destroyers, and a sub in C-Zone 26. On the island of Hawaii, I have 4 infantry, a tank, and an artillery. On Wake Island, there are 2 fighters. In C-Zone 21, there is a single US sub. On this side of the board, in C-Zone 91, there's a cruiser, a destroyer, 2 transports, an aircraft carrier with a fighter on it. There's a bomber, a strategic bomber in Morocco, Casablanca. You see that? Yep. And then in C-Zone 101, 2 transports. In the Eastern United States, we have 2 anti-aircraft, 3 mechs, 3 artillery, and 3 guys. For China, we have 1 infantry in Sichuan, 4 infantry in Hopei, 1 infantry in Chahar, and 4 infantry in a Chinese fighter in Suiyuan. On to UK 2, but I guess we have to see when Wild Bill's going to roll his strategic bombing in Calcutta, and he's on the West Coast, so it may not be till later tonight. So anyway, hope you enjoy. Any comments or suggestions, let me know. I realized that the Gibraltar attack was weak, but it was worth trying, and we tried it. So it didn't work, but that's the way it rolls sometimes. So in theory, I think I had about a 60% chance of winning it. Dice just didn't work. So anyway, thank you for watching, and enjoy.